good evening. Please stand for the procession of the 2016 Adult Education graduating class, and please remain standing for the national anthem. I'd like to welcome this evening the 2016 Adult Education graduates and their family and friends. I'd also like to welcome members of the Lapeer Community Schools Board of Education, Denise Becker, Peggy Bush, Wendy Bayard, Michael Keller, Bradley Hagedon, Gary Oyster, and Michael Nolan. Members of the Lapeer County Intermediate School District's Board of Education, Cheryl Howell and Lawrence Chapieski, as well as Mr. Matt Wandry, Superintendent of Lapeer Community Schools, Superintendent of Lapeer County Intermediate School District, Mr. Stephen Zott, and our special guest, Maria Hovecki. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a few moments for our graduates to say thank you to a special group of people, our dedicated staff of teachers. Staff, please stand when I call your name. Linda Patterson, Marianne Martin, Justin Brantley, John Kuhn, Melinda Carell, and Jody Beatty. Thank you, staff. The National Adult Education Honor Society provides meaningful recognition to deserving adult education students and improves student employment opportunities. Tonight, we will be inducting our newest members. Inductees, please stand. To qualify for membership, you demonstrated the following: dependable attendance, cooperative attitude, and a good work ethic. Tonight, you will agree to abide by the mission of the Adult Education Honor Society. And so I ask you, do you promise to be an ambassador for adult education? Do you promise to promote awareness of adult education throughout the community? Do you promise to always represent adult education in a positive manner? Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you the newest members of the Lapeer chapter of the National Adult Education Honor Society. Monroe Murphy. Kenneth Weathers. Michael Huergo. Cassidy Busick. Congratulations to each of you. As the class of 2016 graduates, there are many of us who would like to speak to them about this accomplishment and the road ahead. Tonight, Mrs. Peggy Bush will address the graduates on behalf of the Board of Education.
Good evening. On behalf of Lapeer Community School Board of Education and Superintendent, welcome to Adult Education Graduation 2016. Graduates, tonight you have reached a milestone, your high school diploma. You have now been given keys to open many new doors. You can now choose to attend college, technical school, or perhaps even find better employment opportunities. For some of you, this diploma completes a long-held wish or a promise, and for others, it was to show your children and your family that success is always possible. Each of you here today have made a choice to focus towards a better you. You have dealt with obstacles, you have chosen to study, you have juggled many responsibilities. You are the definition of persistence, you are the definition of courage, for you said, "How I am is not how I want to be." You wanted better opportunities for yourself, and you have accomplished that. You have learned that life is not a straight line, but many unique paths that provide experience, life lessons, and sometimes even some of life's best gifts. You have learned from each of your classmates, your teachers, and your support system. Some who were behind you supporting, some who were in front of you pulling. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. And some who were alongside of you lessening the burdens. You have learned who are true family and friends, those that you appreciate even more tonight. Be sure to give them an extra hug and thank you. In closing, I have one small request. Please use your experience to guide others towards reaching their goal, be it more education or better life choices. Remind others of the value of learning and that knowledge is always useful. Remind them of your experiences of persistence and courage. Then show them the selfies that you have all taken tonight with the great smile and the positive "I did it" look, and help them do it themselves. Thank you for allowing Lapeer Community Schools to be part of your life, and we give you the very best of wishes for your future.
Thank you, Mrs. Bush, and thank you to the board for their continued support. Every year, we welcome members of the graduating class to speak about graduation. Tonight, we are pleased to have Erin Eloquent share her thoughts.
Wow. Never did I imagine that I would be receiving my high school diploma. Throughout the years, I've gone through journeys and hard lessons that would prevent me from receiving this year's certificate. I would make excuses. I do not have time. I won't be able to focus. And what will other people think of me? All I kept doing was discouraging myself before I even got started. While working, I came to the realization that receiving my diploma would be a great stepping stone into a new beginning and a better future for myself. I realized the only person stopping me was me. With the support of my coworkers, friends, and not make excuses. I strive to receive this diploma, and nothing, and I mean nothing, is going to stop me. So this here certificate means that I have overcome one of life's biggest hurdles. And I now can say that I can do anything I set my sights on. I would very much like to thank my friends and family, and of course the wonderful teachers and faculty that run this great program. I would not have made it through this without all of your love and support. We did it, fellow graduates. Congratulations and best of luck to all of you in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Erin. That was great. While earning her diploma, one of our graduates has also trained for a new career. I want to honor that accomplishment with a certificate. Keisha Hardwick, please join me on stage. Actually, I should say 2 certificates. Keisha has trained in phlebotomy and as an EKG technician. Congratulations. Our next graduate speaker has worked hard to be here today and would like to share with us what that means to her. Peyton Jewell.
I would like to start out by congratulating everyone who is graduating today. We all have a story as to why we are graduating today instead of our original graduation date. Our class motto applies to my life perfectly. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and more loved than you'll ever know. I was supposed to graduate in 2014, but in 2013, I lost someone who I planned on building a future with. The thought of going back to school just seemed so unimportant to me then. I didn't want to be the girl everyone was talking about. In 2015, I watched my little sister graduate before me. At that moment, it made me realize how important getting my diploma was. So I decided to come back to school. No, it was not easy, but it was so worth it. Whenever I found myself doubting how far I can go, I just remember how far I have come. I remember everything I have faced, all the battles I have won, and all the fears I have overcome. When something happens to you that changes your life forever, you realize what is important and what isn't. You learn to care less about what people think and more about what you think of yourself. I realized how far I have come, and I remember when I thought things were such a mess and I would never recover. But then I smiled. I smiled because I am truly proud of the person I fought to become. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my family and my boyfriend. My parents were the ones to hold me up when I had to say my hardest goodbye. They were the ones standing by my side when I couldn't stand alone. My boyfriend showed me that I can love again and that I deserve the best possible future. After 3 long years, I'm standing here today, and I can proudly say I am braver, stronger, and smarter than I thought I could ever be, and more loved than I ever knew. Thank you.
Thank you, Peyton. Representative Gary Hall of the 82nd House District has sent a certificate from the state of Michigan honoring our graduates. Representative Hall regrets that he could not be here this evening, but in his stead, Peggy Bush will present these certificates to the graduates. And now is the moment that we've all been waiting for, the presenting of diplomas to the class of 2006. Presenting diplomas this evening will be Mr. Matt Wandry. We ask that you please hold your applause until all diplomas have been presented. Graduates, Please rise and approach the stage. Felicia Van Dale. John Van De Water. Peyton. I am so sorry. This is Riley Albert. Peyton got me so shook up with her speech. Nicole Kane. Ashley Young. Keisha Hardwick.
Kiro.
Aaron Eloquent. Peyton Jewell. Taylor O'Connor. Checo McCullough. Cassidy Busick. Michael Weirgow. Kenneth Weathers. All right. Graduates, please rise. Mr. Wandry, I present to you the Adult Education Class of 2016.
Thank you very much. Graduates, at this time, would you please move your tassels from the right to the left? And on behalf of the Lapeer Community Schools Board of Education, I now pronounce you graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Wandry. Be seated. And in all the excitement, I've lost my presentation, so give it just a minute. Oh, that's Aaron. I know you don't want to hear that again, though. It's really good. All right. I could have done this without my cards. I'm sure many of you are wondering about the graduate sitting behind me. She did not receive a diploma tonight because she already has one. 10 years ago, she stood on this stage and addressed her own class of fellow graduates. I asked her to come tonight and tell us the story of those 10 years, and she has graciously agreed. Representing the Adult Education Class of 2006, Maria Hobecki.
Well, first, congratulations to you guys. Just watching you come in here, you know, I told Annette, I said, I can't remember what room it's in or where it's at. And as soon as we started walking in, I thought, oh my gosh, and I could feel myself back 10 years ago when all of you guys were walking in here. And it was amazing. I wish that I could say that I planned my life out this way to graduate in 2006 and do what I did, but I didn't. It was a series of happenstance. In 2004, I'm from North Branch, so in 2004 I was driving down the street. I had gotten a flyer from Votech And it was, they were having a class, it was graphics editing, and I really wanted it. At the time, I also had 4 kids, and I didn't graduate on time back years ago. I won't give you the year, but years ago. And I quit in my senior year, almost the middle of my senior year, and I got married and had 4 kids, and I just didn't have the time to go back to school. I was raising the kids, and my kids never let me forget that. And you know, I thought I'd stop in for a graphics editing class, and I came in and I asked them how much it was, and they said $400, and I was like, ouch, yeah, that's a lot of money, I can't do that. And then they asked, well, did you ever graduate? And I said, well, you know, I didn't really want to say no. I said, no, I didn't. And she said, well, you know, if you come back to school here, you can have the graphics editing class for free. And you can even get the advanced one. I said, oh, for free. Oh, right. And so, you know, we talked about it. I was just like, great. All I was thinking in my mind is I'm going to get the kids off my back and I get 2 free classes. This is awesome, right? I'm going to shut them off. But 2 birds with 1 stone. So they asked, what did I want to do, a GED or a diploma? And of course, I have kids, so I chose a diploma because God forbid I should take the easy way out. And I didn't think it would take that long. But I did find out they don't grandfather you in either. So you have to make up all the credits that changed over all the years. And there were a lot of them. So even though I only missed a few months of my senior year, it took me a year and a half to get my diploma. And so I wasn't overly thrilled about that, but I did get more classes. In 2006, when graduation came this night, I was so excited. I was done. I shut the kids up. I got my classes, my diploma, and that was it. I was done. I had no intention of going on any further to school. I was happy I was done. As I sat in the seat over there thinking I was done, somebody next to me was pushing me. They're calling your name. Go up there, go up there. I said, okay, and I came up and, oh, and I got a 2-year scholarship. Free 2-year scholarship to Mont. All expenses paid. Oh, gee, thank you. I could see my mother's look, because she knew. I could see the look on her face like, oh my God. And the kids were just like, their eyes were wide open. I'm like, oh my God, I was dying. I was like, okay, this is not the game plan. This is not what I want to do. And then my mom had said, what are you going to do? Tell the kids, you know, this education is so important, you're going to turn down a free ride. So I went to math for 2 years, and I got my associate's degree. And I thought, oh my gosh, by this time I've been a full-time student for 3.5 years, so I didn't know anything else. So I went for 2 more, and I did my criminal justice from Ferris. I attended Ferris. And I interned at the prosecutor's office and kind of got the bug for law school. So that's how I got here. It would have been way cheaper to take a $400 class, just throwing that out there. So I graduated from, I started Mott in 2008, I started Ferris in 2008, graduated in 2010, and decided to take the LSAT and just see what happened. It was really a crapshoot. My first scheduled LSAT, my father-in-law passed away on the day of the LSAT. And even though I paid, I couldn't take the test. And they don't give you your money back, they only give it to you back if you pass away. So, yeah. So I couldn't take it. And so then I rescheduled it again. And then 3 days before the LSAT, I found out my mom had a brain aneurysm. And she had had surgery in 3 days. It was emergency surgery. And, what do I do? Do I miss it again? So I ended up going. She wanted me to go. And I remember sitting in this huge room. And I was like one of the first people in. And believe me, it was like a criminal. They fingerprint you. You got little baggies and all that. And I remember sitting in this room and I'm thinking, why am I here? You know, my mom's going to have surgery in 3 days. And I'm going to waste a whole day. You know, if something happens to her, I'm going to blow the whole day, you know. And, but I took the test anyway, and she was fine. I also forgot to mention when I started, my first my last year at Mott in 2008, I lost my oldest son. He passed away 3 days before school started. So it was Labor Day weekend, and it was a Friday, and school was starting on Tuesday. And, I was devastated, and we had to hurry up and do a funeral, and it was crazy. And of course, everyone said you should take the time off. You need to take the time off. I mean, my God, your son just passed away. And, I looked, and I have 3 other kids, and, the rest of my family, and nieces and nephews, and I thought, why do I get to take the time off? They have to go. They have brothers and sisters. If you have brothers and sisters, they have to go. They have to go to school, too. They have to go to work. Everyone has to function. Why? Because I'm the mom. I shouldn't have to do that. And so I said, no, we're all going. Everyone's going. We're all going to school, and we're doing what we have to do. And so I did go the whole first semester, and the whole first semester I cried all the way to school, and I cried all the way home. But I never cried in class because I was busy. So it got me through. I know everybody handles it different ways, but that was the way. And I just felt I didn't want my kids to think that you just get to quit, because bad things happen. They do, and you just have to go on. And I didn't want them to go forward thinking that when bad things happen, they get to check out. So I went, and I finished, and I had straight A's that year. I went on and I graduated with Ferris, and I graduated summa cum laude, and I just kind of said, trip through life, I ended up going to law school, getting in, and that was an experience. But I wanted to talk about education. I mean, obviously you're never too old, you're never too old. Who goes to law school? 49, right? No one's sane. Right? I mean, really, no one's sane. I mean, it clearly wasn't for the money, I can tell you that. But it was just important. And I wanted my kids to understand how important it was. And I wanted everyone to understand that it doesn't matter how old you are. You're going to be here anyway. In 5 years, 10 years, you're going to be here anyway. So it got to the point where I thought, okay, I'm going to graduate when I'm 53. So, but I'm going to be 53 anyway. So I can be a lawyer at 53, or I could just be sitting home at 53. So I chose to be a lawyer. I also wanted to know that if anything ever happened to anybody else important in my life, that I could take care of myself. And I tell my kids, they can take your job away from you, but they can't take the knowledge away, right? That's yours. Nobody can take that away from you. So you get to take it. That's how you move on, right? It's a job, it's over, it's done. But they can't take your mind. And so school isn't about, it's really not about the material you learn. Who remembers that? I don't remember any of that, But it's about perspective, and it's about each other, and you're all from different backgrounds, and you're all from different areas and different ages. This is the best thing, was the different ages. I think it's fabulous that you have all different ages going to school. When I started back, trust me, I was the only old person with a backpack on. It was weird. I mean, it was weird. Everybody was in their 20s. At 2010-11, there were all different ages. And it was great in class because, we're focused, we're taught, we know what we grew up with, and who our parents are and who raised us. And so we have, kind of tunnel vision. But everybody else brings perspective. So when somebody raises their hand in class and asks a question or has an idea, you're like, oh, I never thought of that. So I tell my kids, it's not the material necessarily. It's not all of it, but it's perspective. And it's broadening your mind. And it's finally realizing you don't know everything. I remember the age when I did know everything. In fact, I'd love to go back to that. It would be great, but I can't go backwards. I don't know everything. When I was in law school, the kids they loved that I was in the class because I was the only one going, okay, what? I don't even know what you're talking about, right? And the kids didn't do that because they were embarrassed to ask questions, right? Because they didn't want to look stupid. Yeah, I was totally the carrot. I'm like, I'm paying a lot of money here. Someone's going to explain this to me so I get it, right? And so it became where kids were going, are you in our class? Oh, God, awesome. So they didn't have to ask, they know I'm asking. So don't stop here. Go further. You know, it's a blip on the radar screen, honestly. I mean, it really is. Don't stop here. Go farther. You can do what you want to do. You can be what you want to do. You're going to be there anyway. Leave or not, you know, be what you want to be. My life before this was all sales. And life is sales. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. It's sales. You're always going to sell yourself, right? So if you're applying for a job and there's 20 people, how are you going to set yourself apart? That's what you have to know. What are you willing to do to get the job, right? One of the things I liked was interning because it was win-win-win, right? You get to be an intern, you get to try it out. Maybe it's something you're not sure you want to do. You're there, you get to try it out, you get to put it on your resume. You might find out that you don't like it. Thank God, right? You're out of there. Try something else. If you do like it and the job opens up, who are they going to look to? They're going to go, oh my gosh, this guy comes in here for free and he shows up every day. Imagine if we pay him, you know? Wow, right? I mean, so it's great, but you have to think outside the box. What are you willing to do? I hear kids today say, I'm not doing that for free, that's not my job. My son came home one day and he said, and he was 19 at the time, he's 20 now. But he said, they asked me to clean the toilet. And he worked in a store, I won't say where because I want to give him any grief, but he was asking me to clean the toilet. And I said, yeah? And he goes, I'm not cleaning the toilet. I said, what do you mean you're not cleaning the toilet? He goes, I'm not cleaning it. And I said, why not? He said, that's not in my job description. I go, and he doesn't work here, just throwing out there, but I don't even get MC Sports. You don't have a job description. Pretty sure they didn't give you a contract. You know what? You're going to do what they tell you to do. They're paying. So you just do it. That's the way it is, right? Life's not fair. Remember that going through life is not fair. It's never going to be fair. You know, I heard so much of that this year. Life is not fair. No, it's not. It's not. It's just not. And it's never going to be. But you know, sometimes you're going to be the benefit of the unfairness. Then it's cool. Then it's great that life's not fair. Right? I got a favor. You know somebody, right? Or somebody who knows somebody. Or you got a break. Somebody gave you a break. And then there's the times where it's not fair because it's against you. Right? And then you're going to scream the loudest. But you know what? Get mad for a minute and move on. Because it's going to not be fair again. And you're going to benefit from it again. And it's going to be against you again. But don't waste your time. Just move on. So, when I was in sales, I liked Zig Ziglar. I think most of you are probably too young to know who Zig Ziglar was. Yeah. Some people do. I love Zig. When I was, my boss made me go all the time. He was like, oh, we had to go to these things and watch this old guy talk. Oh, but he was fabulous. Oh my God, he could motivate a rock. I'm not kidding. You could just do anything. You thought you could do anything when you get out of there. And a couple of things that he said is, you know, failure is an event, it's not a person. So it's just an event. I mean, if you do everything right forever, how great are you going to be? How do you learn? You know, you have to fail. You're not going to be an expert at anything. Very few people fall out of the womb an expert at anything, right? Maybe breathing. So learn from it. And so if you learn from your failure, then it's not a failure, is it? Because you learned a lesson from it. So it's not, it's just a stepping stone. And you have to face adversity to be successful. You have to be able to plow through no matter what. And that was the stories I'm telling you. My son passed away, and my mom had her aneurysm, and my father-in-law passed away. It's like, you know, I could use all those excuses to say, oh gosh, poor me, you know, I just can't do that. But it's not okay. It's just not. And you'll just lose valuable time, you know, trying to figure out or justifying that it's okay to quit. It's not. It's not okay. And so if you aim at nothing, this was a zig, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it. So I just want to tell you that congratulations to you guys. It's a huge thing what you did. It's hard to go back as an adult. But you know, your family, your friends are proud of you. You're an example for them. And go further. Just make this the beginning, not the end. So congratulations for all.
Back for just a minute. Thank you. In recognition of your accomplishments, we have a certificate naming you as an outstanding alumni of Lapeer Adult. Our next graduate speaker would like to pursue a career in public service. So this may be the first in a long line of public speeches. Please welcome Taylor O'Connor.
Good evening. How's everybody feeling tonight? I'm Taylor O'Connor, and I'm so glad to finally be up here. It's taken a little longer than I expected, but I'm here. First off, I would like to thank my school. None of this would have been possible without the amazing staff and teachers here at Lapeer Adult Education. They're all kind, understanding, encouraging, and truly want to see the students here succeed. This school changes people's lives. I know it's changed mine, and I'm very grateful. I also want to thank my family, my mom, dad, husband, my sisters, and mother-in-law, who took care of my girls and supported me over the past year so that I could be here tonight. It wouldn't have happened without you guys, and I just want to express how much I love and appreciate you. Being an adult and graduating hasn't been easy. We all have lives and obligations, children and jobs, and it can be difficult to find the time to be in a classroom and do schoolwork again. The journey may have been long and arduous, but we did it, and I am so proud of each and every one of my fellow graduates. I've met many interesting and hardworking people from all different walks of life while attending this school. I've made new friends I can share this achievement and experience with. After today, there will be nothing holding us back. We can be the people we want and need to be. We can also choose to further our education even more, as I plan to. But we can finally say, I have a high school diploma. For some people, this may not seem like a huge deal, or should I say, huge. That's for you, Ms. Corral. But for the past 8 years, my lack of a high school diploma has been both an embarrassment for me and a roadblock in the path to my future. Since coming back to school, I've realized that I am smart and I am brave. And right now it feels like the sky is the limit. And I'm going to take this opportunity and run with it. For the first time in my life, I know where I want my future to lead. And I never would have had this happen to me if I hadn't come back to school. When I was a little girl, my mom asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I think I must have been in the pool at the time because I came up with the brilliant notion that I should become a synchronized swimmer. My mom looked at me and she told me that I should be someone who makes a difference in this world. Those words always stuck with me. So after I further my education, I plan on running for public office. I hope to one day become a senator so that I can help make positive changes in this world. I want to be someone that my family can be proud of. I want to be someone that my daughters can look up to. And tonight, I'm one step closer to becoming that person. Thank you all for coming out and have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Taylor. That was wonderful. Maria just told me she forgot forgot something she wanted to say. We're
Yeah,
gonna let her come back
yeah,
up.
I just wanted to throw this one thing out there. So Gary Howell is the one who hired me, and I work at Taylor Butterfield. So if anyone gets in trouble, call me.
Okay, you have probably seen in the paper the names of the valedictorians from the local high schools. Our top grad award might be compared to the valedictorian from other schools. It is based on grades, but also on dedication and commitment. And the recipient is nominated by our teachers. As you might imagine, this is often a very difficult task. And it is quite an honor for the graduate who receives it. At this time, I'd like to ask Jeffrey McCullough to return to the stage. I don't know if everyone saw her shake her head at me when I said that, but right here in my notes it says, the first thing you should know is that Checo never would have been here at graduation tonight if she'd known I was going to call her up here. This is not her style. Other students would come to school bringing drama with them, and Checo would say, I don't care about any of that, I'm here for my education. Focused and determined, that is her style. She has led this class in many ways. She was the first to finish her classes. She completed in January. She was the first to enroll in college. She will be attending Macomb Community College to study psychology. She has been with the program the longest, and I will miss her. She has the highest grade point average in her class, even though she says, when she looks at her transcript, all she sees are the B's, the lowest grade she's ever earned. And she is the biggest Disney fan I have ever met. In fact, she told me that she and her family are leaving tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Her husband told me 4 to go back to Disney. I thought it would be a great idea to get a hold of someone at Disney and get a certificate for you from them. It turns out I'm not the first person to think of this. You can order one, but it would have cost more than your cap and gown. So, you have to settle for my signature instead of Mickey's. Congratulations, Jeff. There can only be one top grad, but I wanted to assure the rest of the graduates tonight that in 2006, Maria was not the top grad for her class, so it doesn't seem to have slowed her down. I think it's going to be. For 2 of our graduates tonight, the path that leads to their dreams will be made even easier through the generosity of Baker College. Awarding scholarships from Baker College will be Erica Kanan.
Good evening and congratulations to all the graduates. You should be very proud of yourselves. On behalf of Baker College, I will be presenting the Adult Alternative Education Scholarship. This scholarship is up to half off tuition, renewable for up to 4 years. It's one of the largest scholarships that we give out. This year's recipients are Michael Burgow, Cassidy Bowsick.
Thank you, Erica. Congratulations, Michael and Cassidy. I need to tell you a little bit about these two. Just nothing personal, don't worry. Mike's giving me that look. But a few years ago, the adult education program closed in Huron County. And when that happened, I told the adult ed director that I wouldn't forget his students. And we have been struggling for a long time to make that happen. But in the last year, I think we finally got it figured out. And Cassidy and Michael are our first Huron County graduates. So when you think about a long way to come to school, yeah. Peyton shared with you a little bit ago the quote chosen by the class of 2016 as the class motto. You are braver than you believe, you are stronger than you seem, and you are smarter than you think. I love this quote for adult education. Many of our graduates have spent years having other people doubt their abilities. It doesn't take much of that before you begin to doubt yourself. This quote sums up exactly what these graduates now know to be true. When school was never a positive experience for John Vandewater, it took a lot of courage to make that first call to come back to school. Michael Wergo knows it takes a lot of courage to walk into the classroom when you haven't been in there for 15 years. When other people have led you to believe that your opinion doesn't matter, it took a lot of courage for Riley Helbert to join the class discussion. Peyton Jewell is not the type of person to get up in front of a crowd, but she did it tonight. You are braver than you believe. It took strength of character for Keisha Hartwick to do her schoolwork when everyone else was relaxing and having fun. And when she just wanted to go to sleep, it took reserves of strength that Erin Eloquin didn't even know she had to study instead. Most of our graduates know, and Taylor mentioned just a bit ago, that working full-time and attending classes is tough. Ken Weathers now knows he's tougher. And now that Taylor O'Connor has graduated, she knows she'll have to set a new goal and accomplish that too. And that can be the heaviest burden. You are stronger than you seem. In spite of dropping American history twice because it was too hard, Cassidy Busick finally took it and passed it to be here tonight. A lot of things can happen to make us leave school. Felicia Van Dale was smart enough to know you keep coming back until you finish, right? Yep. When you think that you have never been, are not now, and never will be any good at math, Nicole Kane, you still passed Algebra 2. Yeah. Our students will tell you that English 11A is a very difficult class. When someone else asked Checo McCullough for help, she couldn't let them down, so they figured it out together. And Ashley Young passed 15 classes this term to be here tonight. And when she put on that cap and gown, she showed us all, but mostly herself, you are smarter than you think. On behalf of all of Lapeer County Intermediate School District and the adult education staff, I want to wish you the best as you continue to work on your dreams. For myself, I will tell you that I am proud to have been part of this journey with you. There are further challenges ahead, but you know that you can handle it, because now you know how brave and strong and smart you are. Congratulations. We would like to thank all of you for joining us for this special evening. Please stay for refreshments after the recessional. Your presence here, as well as your help and support, means so much to all of us. Everyone, please stand and remain standing until all graduates and staff have exited.
Take some. What are you going to finish?